I love penalty killing. Penalty killing requires effort, it requires smarts, and it requires teamwork. My old man used to say, penalty killing requires players to have strong stomachs. I used to tell my guys, it's an honor and a privilege to be on the penalty kill. If you're out there, it means that you can be trusted. Now, as a coach, I love the PK because it's an area of the game where preparation and adjustments are so key. It's an area where you really get to dig in and coach. Mike Vellucci, as you know, is responsible for the Penguins penalty kill. I believe that he knows his stuff, but his knowledge of his stuff is being tested right now because one of the challenges for the Penguins in recent games, specifically the last 4, has been, you know it, the penalty kill. And that's the sole topic that we're going to debrief here today. All right, here it is. The bottom line up front. The Penguins penalty kill, 6 of 11 in the last 4 games. That's 55%, and that is simply not good enough. Now, I believe saying something is not good enough is different from saying something is horribly problematic. And the bottom line up front is, while the penalty kill percentage stinks in the last 4, I actually don't see any systemic, really troubling, problematic, I wrote it up here, push the panic button type issues with the Penguins PK. I'm going to show you why I feel that way, and I'm going to explain it to you. You might disagree, but you'll leave here today at least knowing why. All right, so when I analyze my team's performance on the penalty kill, there are 4 primary statistics or data points that I rely on, and I've put them up here on the board for the last 4 games for the Penguins. Obviously, we have penalty kill percentage for the game that we are in. Very important. We have total chances against shorthanded. You all know how I feel about the scoring chance metric. And then we have face-offs or face-off percentage. It's so important to start with the puck. And then way down here on the right, we have an area that I want to concentrate on called disrupted entries. Before we get to that, I just want to state the obvious here. The quickest way to be successful on the penalty kill, don't take penalties at all, duh, but they do happen. So when they do, the next best way to be successful is to win face-offs. If you win face-offs, you'll get clears. And if you get clears 200 feet, you'll have an opportunity to disrupt the opponent's entry by using your PK forecheck. That's where this statistic, disrupted entries, really comes into play. What's interesting is that, go over to faceoffs, the Penguins were 11-9 on faceoffs in the last 4. That's 58%. Most teams strive to be 60 plus on draws, and they're usually content if they're really close to that number. The Penguins were awfully close at 58% on faceoffs on the penalty kill in the last 4. We could always be better, but faceoff percentage 58, I can't say that that's problematic for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's go over to the stat, disrupted entries. By my count, the opposition broke out or transitioned deep from their end zone 29 times in the last 4 games. 14 of the 29 times the opponent broke out or transitioned and tried to enter the zone, the Penguins were successful in stopping them, either initially or within 5 to 6 seconds of the play reaching their end. 14 of 29, that's 48%. So essentially, 1 out of every 2 times the Penguins forecheck, they halt the opponent, either in the opponent's end, the neutral zone, or they go back and they get out quickly, 48%. Knowing a bit about Mike Sullivan and knowing how he thinks, my guess is he wants Mike Vellucci to try and get that number up slightly. But based on the number itself and the context of what happens after, and that's where the eyeballs and the video comes in, I can't say that this is a problem statistic or a problem area for the Penguins. It's an area of focus for sure, but I wouldn't shade it dark red, and I can't say to you that it's panic worthy or really, really troublesome. All right. Let's shift over to the far left side of the column here, or the near side. Penalty kill percentage and chances against. As we said from the onset, right? The PK, 55% in the last 4 games. It's not good. What's interesting, though, is by my account, the Penguins are only giving up around 1 to 2 chances every time they're on the penalty kill. That's not horrible. Scoring chances is a subjective stat, but from my vantage point, they're not giving up much on the kill. They're just getting burned when they do. You'll notice on the whiteboard, I don't have shots against up here, and there's a reason for it. It's because I don't place much value in shots against. I care more about chances against. 5-on-5, 5-on-4, PK, 5-on-3. I care about chances for and against. It's a very important stat. And the opponent's power play has not torn the Penguins apart when they've been on the penalty kill. And the numbers, the chances numbers, those subjective, do support that. So I know what you're thinking. FA, you're saying you're not seeing anything really problematic, but they're 55% in their last 4 games. Is it goaltending? Is it the hockey gods? Is it something in the water? FA, maybe you need to take a urine test. They're 55%. What the heck is going on? Well, for me, as always, it really comes down to 3 very important things. All right, here it is on the other side of the board. My 3 reasons why the Penguins are 55% on the penalty kill in the last 4 games. Number 1 is the occasional failed clear, specifically off of D-zone face-off wins, which can be deflating. Your center wins the draw, and then you don't clear it. It's a bit of a gut punch, and it's happening at times for the Pittsburgh Penguins, last 4 games in particular. Number 2 is a big one. For me, it is improper reads in coverage. All right, a caveat here. This is based on my beliefs about penalty killing. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to BS you. I don't have the Penguins penalty kill playbook. I don't sit in on their meetings. But at times, I think they are guilty of being too front focused. What happens is they essentially 2-on-1 the puck in open ice. And they do it when they're already down a man on the PK. Do the math. You're down 5-on-4 and you're 2-on-1ing when the opponent has full control. That means 2 players are open and available in soft areas of the zone. As a coach, that makes me nervous. More on that when we get to the video very shortly, because I think some good old-fashioned coaching and concentration on the part of the players will really, really help in this area. And it's going to be needed against Thursday's opponent, the Edmonton Oilers. And if I have to explain why, well, how do I say it in a nice way? You're pretty much living under a rock. Okay, third area, and I think that this one is probably being hammered home a lot in the friendly confines of the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex over in Cranberry. Slow or a bit slow on pressure cues. Pressure cues are signs that the opponent isn't in full control of the puck. As a penalty killer, when I spot them, I and we need to go, meaning it's important that we have pressure on, pressure below, and pressure above the puck. Some coaches refer to this as 4-go or all-go. The point is, one player pressuring in zone on the penalty kill, all it's going to do is slow the opponent down a bit. It's not going to help us get the puck and get a clear. Mike Sullivan, if I remember, talked after Tuesday's game against Columbus a bit about his players. How did he word it? They need to anticipate better. I suspect this right here, point number 3, is what he's referring to. With that, let's head over now to the film room. And what we're going to do is look at a few clips. They're a bit lengthy, but all of the clips that we're going to look at tie back, as usual, to these 3 coaching points. Again, everyone, I just want to make abundantly clear, I am not Mike Vellucci, and I do not know what specifically Mike Vellucci is instructing the Penguins to do on the penalty kill. But from my vantage point, at times in these last 4 games, the Penguins are guilty of improper reads, or the nice way to put it would be to say at times there are better reads. Specifically with being, as I've mentioned, too front-facing, and at times 2-on-1ing the puck in open ice. And this is somewhat of an illustration of that. So the Red Wings have the puck on the power play. They're coming up the wall. We've got Pettersson pressuring, and we've got Noel Acciari F1 here. All right. This is a sign that the puck carrier is not in control of the puck. This is called a pressure cue. Pressure cues are back is turned, puck is bobbling, puck is loose on the yellow like we see here. The puck carrier's eyes are down. It's a read. Signs that the opponent is not in full control. When we see a pressure cue, we've got to go and get pressure on the puck. We've got to get pressure above the puck, and we've got to get pressure below the puck. We call this 3-point pressure, okay? I think Pettersson goes to initiate 3-point pressure here. Like it's a loose puck, it's a loose puck, it's a loose puck. He just can't get the play stopped. So the Penguins get back into their structure. Good. Now the puck comes up the wall, low to high, okay? Acciari's in decent position. Now here's a back turned. Here's a back turned. Here's a pressure cue. So what I think's got to happen here is Acciari's got to go and try to get that puck stopped, and Pettersson's got to be close by. But what ends up happening here is neither Acciari nor Pettersson are able to get this puck stopped. So we have a 2-on-1 situation here, and the Penguins get beat. And then what makes matters worse is we've got a situation in open ice where the Wings have the puck, and we've got P.O. Joseph and Matt Nieto both front-facing, watching the puck, and down a man already 5-on-4. No one sees or acknowledges Kane on the back door, and the puck is in the net. Snipe from Kaner, number 88. So it's like, follow me here. We got a chance to get it stopped now, and we don't. Okay, good play by the Wings. We got a chance to get it stopped now, and we don't. That's 2. And then in this case here, to me, Nieto's got to pressure. Joseph's got to be more home plate so that if that puck gets through to Kane, he can confront. Or Joseph comes up and Nieto slides back, which is not what I would advise, but we definitely can't have what happens here. D comes up high, we 2-on-1, we open up the seam, and we don't really contest this shot, and it's in the net. And on top of it, this is a lengthy clip, some coaches will say that a really good goaltender should make this save. So some coaches will argue that, we need a save here. I think it's a good shot from Patrick Kane, give the Red Wings credit. I don't love the Penguins front-facing and 2-on-1ing in open ice like Nieto and Joseph do here. It stinks when you win a draw on the penalty kill in your end zone and you don't get a clear. That's what happens here on Detroit's third goal. Acciari wins the draw. Unfortunately, Marcus Pettersson doesn't get the clear. Acciari wins it. Now, in an ideal world, Marcus Pettersson opens his hips, surrounds this puck, and gets it off the glass right now. But one of two things happens here, and I'd love to ask Marcus Pettersson this. He either overhandles it, or Marcus Pettersson might tell you, I feel like I missed my opportunity now, and I could feel the pressure coming, so I protected it. I mean, he'll probably give that answer because that's the better answer. But I wrestle with that watching it on tape. We'd love to get the clear right now. And my challenge for this guy, Nieto, would be, hey, Neats, you make an effort to bump. You do a pretty good job. My challenge to you is, can you bump a little longer to buy Pettersson a little bit more time? All right, so the bottom line is we don't get the clear. Detroit has possession. Pittsburgh's structure is good here. It's good here. Straight lines, good sticks, taking Detroit's options away. Here's where the small 2-on-1 front-facing and open ice mistake I think gets made. The puck goes from the top to the side. What I think should happen here is P.O. Joseph should come out, no higher than the dot, get big, and get in the lane. Noel Acciari, as the top forward, should slide straight back, stick to the middle, and square up, anticipating that this puck will go back to the top, and then he can be, boom, right in the lane. But watch what happens. Acciari comes over, Joseph comes up, that's a 2-on-1, and when the puck goes right back to the top, no one, i.e. Acciari, is immediately in that lane, and the puck's in the net. And again, we can easily make a case that at the National Hockey League level, this puck should not slide through the goaltender and should not be across the line. So we have a 1 draw with the failed clear. We have a 2-on-1 improper read, in my opinion, in open ice, and we don't get the save. Couple different things go wrong for the Penguins on this particular goal against. I thought that on the penalty kill against Florida, the second of these last 4 games that we are looking at, Detroit was game number 1. The Penguins were better with their reads and did not 2-on-1 the puck improperly as much, if at all. So the puck's at the top. Now you can see we've got a momentary 2-on-1 situation between 19, Glass, and Lizotte. Puck goes to the top. Because this point man is in the middle of the screen, this needs to be Lizotte going, Glass dropping back, and the D, Pettersson, starting to anticipate having to front. And it's as if right now, Lizotte tells him, Glasser, get down. Good. Good communication. Good sort out. Puck is loose here. Pettersson goes to pressure. I like that. Lizotte goes in pressures. I like that. And I really like that because now the point man is outside the dots and closer to the wall. Glass holds, and Lizotte hustles back into the lane. Good defending by the Pens here. And this, to me, is the best illustration of not 2-on-1ing. Ekblad gets the puck from the top down to the side, and what I love is both Pettersson and Lizotte don't go. Just Pettersson goes, and Lizotte slides back with a good stick. Glass has to be careful. He's got to be within striking distance of Barkov, but he can't overcommit because if he does, he's farther away from the 1T over here on the weak side. So I think I'm complimenting the Penguins. Glass plays it well, Pettersson plays it well, and Lizotte plays it best. He gets a stick, and now we get the flip out and the clear. So this is improvement from the Penguins. This is growth. And this is good work structurally on the kill, not being too front-faced and not 2-on-1ing the puck in open ice where the opponent has a good bit of control. All right, so the Penguins were 3 for 3 on the penalty kill against Carolina. They did a pretty good job of not being too front-facing, not too on wanting the puck. But let me tell you, this one here was a close call. And another reason why I'm showing you this clip, Carolina really likes to spread out. Their forwards are deceptive and evasive. They're unpredictable. Carolina loves to try to pass through your box. They love to be active on the weak side on the back door, and Edmonton is going to be very much like this on Thursday night. So keep an eye out for that when the Penguins play the Oil at PPG Paints Arena on Thursday. All right, the puck goes from the top to the side. All right, I like this look here for the most part. Chris Letang is confronting. He stops. He fronts no higher than the dot. Good stick here to try to deter this pass through the box. Achari slides back. Good stick here to try to deter the pass through the box. All right. Marcus Pettersson, he's in a pretty good spot. If the puck goes to the top, he can slide to what we call home plate. If the puck goes down to the goal line and he can pressure, he's close to Jarvis. Here's where I think the issue is. Mr. Nieto here, 83, he gets tied up with Svechnikov. He needs to be loose, not committed in this area here with a good stick to deter that pass. But great players make great plays. And watch this. A little flip across the box. And there's the difference. There's the difference of all differences. Show me a great penalty kill, and I'll show you a great goalie. And I don't know if Nedeljkovic, I like him. I don't know if he's a great goalie. But this is a great save. That might be the most high danger chance the Penguins have given up in all of the last 4 games. In the game they go 3 for 3 in. What's the difference? Goaltending. No matter how you slice it, you're down a man and you're going to need saves. And Nedeljkovic gives them a big one here. Earlier on, I talked about disrupting the opponent's entry. I've talked, even in this little video series, about pressure cues. All right, this is the Columbus game. The Penguins were 0 for 2 on the penalty kill against the Jackets. Biggest reasons? Lack of intensity, I think. Lack of urgency. And when you don't have those two things, it's really hard to disrupt the opponent's entry. And when you spot those pressure cues, it's really hard to make it count because you don't have the intensity and urgency that you need to pressure effectively. Ken Johnson brings the puck up. All right? He kicks the puck to Sean Monahan, who's a little flat and trying to stay on side. This would be a good time, I think, to pressure. So Achari, if you're going, you got to go. And then maybe Letang can come in and we can kill it right here. But if you're going, you got to go. And then here, Letang, if you're going, right now, like Achari hands it to Letang, Tanger, you got to go. And then Achari, you're back and you got to anticipate coming up with it. But if you're going, you got to go. So the Jackets get the zone. And then here, Nieto goes to clear. It hits the Jackets player. And now it's just a little bit of a hot mess. We got Letang up high. I mean, I'd love to see Marcus Pettersson hustle back to home plate, which we just talked about in the last clip. And then, real good players cash in. And this is kind of how it went for the Pittsburgh Penguins, right? Especially in the first period. Not their best start. Not their best start effort-wise. Not their best start execution-wise. Not their best start on the scoreboard. They're down 1-0. They give up a power play goal to the Jackets, and these are some of the reasons why. Well, this is the backbreaker goal that Columbus scored to tie it late in the game. And caveat, prior to this, the Penguins had 1, maybe 2 opportunities to clear, and they did not, but I'm not going to show that. All right, my message here is very simple. Late in the game, late in the shift, when you get tired, you've got to be extra disciplined in your decision-making. And I don't think the Penguins were disciplined enough here with their PK decision-making. They're fine right now. Their structure's good. Their structure's good. Their structure's good. Jackets do a good job outnumbering. That's what the power play should do here. Structure's good. Structure's good. Marcus Pettersson goes to front this puck. I like that. Now here's where it starts to get a little goofy. Chris Letang AD is up high. Brian Rust recognizes that. He's either telling Drew O'Connor, get to the net front or get over to here. Because what Rust wants, there it is, there's the body language. Rust wants 17 there. He wants 10 over here. He wants Pettersson here. And he wants Letang down here. He wants that diamond look, I think. But watch what Letang does. Rather than, hustle his you-know-what back down into that position, he kind of keeps pressuring, which is odd to me. And I'm watching this live and I'm thinking, uh-oh. And I think Vellucci's thinking the same thing. And then here's an uh-oh of its own. When that puck goes from the half wall to the goal line and the receiver is this far to the wall, Marcus, if you're leaving the net front to go, you should only do that if this player is showing you signs that he is not in control. And this is a clean tape-to-tape pass. Marcus, he's looking right at you. So just hold. Letang, collapse, collapse, collapse. It's late. We're tired. We got to be tight. And great power plays get you. They just do. They just do. Give the Jackets credit, but I think there's some decision-making here from the Pittsburgh Penguins, especially late in the game, that could have been a little bit better in this sequence. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Edmonton Oilers and their power play. I haven't watched their power play much in the last few games, to be honest with you. The good news is Mike Vellucci certainly has. But for me, the three biggest keys against the Oilers and having success against them are these things, okay? Number one, if we are going, we gotta go. And we gotta go quickly and decisively, meaning if we spot those pressure cues that I just talked about on the video, we've got to have pressure on, below, and above the puck. There can't be any hesitation whatsoever. We got to follow up with strong, firm plays and clears. But if we're going, we got to go like a pack. We got to go like there's no tomorrow. That's going to be really, really key against 97 and 29 for the Oilers. McDavid and Draisaitl. Your window is limited, so if you're going, you got to go. Okay, point number two. The Edmonton Oilers get a lot of offense on their power play from the back side. I'm not going to break out the whiteboard and get technical here, but they love getting possession. They love moving the puck around. They love spreading out. And then they love making cross-ice plays. Proper reads are going to be very, very key. If you 2-on-1 the Oilers in open ice when they're looking at you, and they have control. If you don't have great layers, you're going to flirt with fire, and you're probably going to pay for it where it counts. And lastly, goaltending. You heard the line in the video. Show me a good goalie, and I'll show you a good PK. And sometimes it's show me a good PK, and I'll show you a good goalie. The point is the two go hand in hand. You're on the PK. You're going to give up that something. On Thursday, the Penguins need that something to be stopped. Edmonton is going to get their looks. The Penguins need the best penalty killer on Thursday night to be their goaltender if they're going to be 85% or better on the kill and have a chance to win. It should be a hell of a game. It should be a hell of a test for the Penguins. I'm going to be watching. I know most of you will be as well. Until the next time, everybody, enjoy the Pens, enjoy our great sport, because it is, and I'm reminded of this every day, the absolute best. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we will see you again soon.